Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. Hello, my beautiful friends.
Hello,
Welcome.
my dear.
Yes. Oh, Isabel, I'm so happy to have you here. Hello, everybody out in Heart and Hustle land. Welcome to another episode. I am your magic maker and your movement motivator, Paulette Rees-Denis, here with yet another episode of this great podcast, these great conversations where I get to share these uh, movement motivators and instigators and magic makers and people who are making change in the world, who are living into their full potential, who are helping you also live to your full potential and stepping into that creative zone of genius. Today I have Isabelle Daikeler with me from LA. So we're actually neighbors, but I've never met her before until now. So it's very exciting. Isabelle, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
I love these conversations so much. I get so excited. And I could read you her bio. I could tell you all about her, but Isabel, why don't you tell us what's happening in your world right now?
Right now, well, first of all, I just got back from Montreal, where my family's from. My son had not seen his cousin and his family for 12 years.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, it was amazing. It was
Wow.
amazing. It was fun to be back home. It was fun to see snow. It was
Oh,
fun to be
yeah.
fed, the kind of food that I used to eat.
Uh,
To be dotted on. And yeah, it was a lovely time. In my life in general, I'm now doing healing work, channeling work, and I have something called the harmonic egg, which is sort of a light and sound device, it's like a huge egg. And you actually sit in a very comfortable chair that reclines all the way to zero gravity. So your body is very comfortable. And there's lights on top and the bottom. And there's sound that are created for the egg that are amazing for your central nervous system. So
mm,
that's one aspect of my work as well. Before that, I had nothing to do with that world. Before that, I was doing track and field coaching and training, rehabilitation, functional training, body work.
oh,
Yes, so
love
that
it.
was
And
my world.
nutrition too, right?
And
Nutrition.
nutrition as well. Yes, yes. So that was very much the world I was involved with until I gave birth to my boy, and then everything changed.
Oh, why is that?
Because I was very physical. I love moving. I love being in my body. It was very much part of my identity, how I was in the world. Proud of being a tomboy. Um, Not proud in like I thought I was better, but I enjoyed being a tomboy. And when I gave birth to my boy, I couldn't walk for about 10 to 12 years.
Oh my God.
So, yeah,
Oh,
it rocked my world. I lost like 20 pounds of muscle. I was like 125. I went down to 104. All sorts of things went wrong, and nobody could figure out what was going on. So, it's like I was wrong. I always say I felt wrong, like a wet t-shirt, where I had built a very strong armor, strength physically, but I was very scared internally.
oh, I bet
And
you
this
were.
event kind of turned me around, like inside out, where now I was alone. My identity, like I thought I was going to be a mother that would hike the mountains with my boy on my back, right? And instead, I can't even hold him. And I'm on the floor trying to figure out what was going on. So it really put me like it was a confrontation with my deep inner fears. And this is when, at some point, the guidance kicked in, channeling kicked in,
Mm.
um, organic movement that now I know as somatic work. But at the time, I was not very aware of that world. So my body started moving on its own and doing all sorts of things to unwind, right? Start the healing process on the physical and energetic level. And the channeling kicked in. And that's when my life really changed. And I didn't make any choices of where to go. I am now where I am because of what that started
Mhm.
in me. So really there's events a little bit before, but really the big thing, the big obvious change happened when I gave birth and couldn't go back to my life as I knew it. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge, huge. Wow. And it must have been incredibly scary, but
Yes. Yeah. There was a there was a great moment of deep despair. I guess depression. I was just I was in pain. I won't get deep into all the ins and out of what was going on physically, but I was literally in pain 24/7, acute and sort of constant low grade pain, um, and very lost because I couldn't do the things that I did that made me feel useful in the world. I couldn't discharge the way I'm used to by moving. I couldn't be the mother I thought I was going to be. I couldn't be the wife I thought I was going to be. Um, so there was a deep moment of darkness. And at some point, this is when I remember that moment where I was on the floor alone. And this is when I did my first real deep prayer where I surrendered, meaning my ego, my know how nothing would
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
I was lost. I was in pain. I was disintegrating, right? My body was becoming skinnier and skinnier and weaker and weaker. And I had my boy at 40. So I also started my menopausal process. So there was all sorts of things going on physically that I just was so overwhelmed. And that prayer changed everything.
Mm.
That's that deep prayer of help me. I I don't know what to do. And I'm so lost and so scared. And that's when the channeling kicked in. That's when the body started really moving for 3 days, 3 nights, nonstop. This is when the sort of 180-degree change happened in my life.
How incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's just incredible. And that you allowed that to come in.
I suppose, yes, it's incredible in terms of the world, God, the universe, the power that be, whatever
Mhm.
you're comfortable with. It's incredible how it knows to come in when you give it the space. I don't know how incredible I was. I was actually just surrendering out of not knowing what else to do. Really,
Right.
I didn't become,
Completely.
the Buddha and sat and with great tranquility aloud, right? I was just desperately lost. So I don't know how incredible that is. I think we're
Well,
very good at
it is
that.
incredible. It's an amazing part of your journey. And a lot of times people will totally block that stuff and they won't surrender and they'll fight and push against all the things that we need to have, right?
Yeah, I did that for long enough.
Yeah. Right.
I
Yeah.
did that too.
I bet you did. Oh man, that's just what an amazing journey for you. Um, and so now here you are, and I know you do all kinds of healing work and parenting work, but I also love your topic of living in alignment.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the first one to talk about that.
Oh no, and I talk about it all the time.
And for thousands of years, right? But it is a very unique experience to um, embody that more and more in your life. Like I am nowhere near fully aligned, but it is definitely very clear now. how your body, your mind, and your soul, it desires to be aligned. And the more you fight it, the more challenging your life becomes. And also, I think it's very important in understanding this alignment, which means telling the truth. The
Mm.
grounded version of alignment, because we can go glamorous spirituality, but the reality of spirituality is that we are spirit in body, and there's a truth, there's a requirement for truthfulness in that.
Mhm.
And it starts simply with telling the truth. And that simple, if we could only do that, the whole world would change, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
learning to tell the truth in terms of, most importantly, my truth about myself, the
Right.
story that I
Like
tell
listening,
myself,
listening to my own truth.
right? What I don't say, what I hide, what I avoid. Um,
And,
um,
and that makes me think, and especially now, so much now, women need to share their voices.
yes, yes.
And that
Well,
is part of the speaking their truth.
yeah. When you think about the history, right? Well, let's go with women, just because we are two women talking.
Mhm.
We women, I mean, it's quite a journey when you look at what we've been through. So it's extraordinary that we are here now having these kind of conversation. So when we say it's more important than ever, it always was. It was always challenging, and much more challenging in some ways. I think the challenge now comes with first the what's the word? The disruption of women having their voices comes from ourselves, and comes from, it's more subtle. It's more destructively subtle,
Yeah.
right? There were big, obvious moments in the lives of the history of women in the challenges we've encountered. But right now, there's a subtlety to it, meaning it's more clever, and the whole world is embracing it. And we as women are embracing, denying ourselves in a way what we are. And I'm thinking particularly, and I think it's important to voice it, is this, this challenge we have to allow ourselves to age. And allowing ourselves to age is the truth of what's going on, right?
I love that so
Yeah.
much. I love
Yeah.
that so much.
And
Um,
I think the world is conspiring in this forever young. And in a way,
it's
it's
awful. It's
right.
awful.
And
Yeah.
it's extremely challenging. And when I watch 20-year-old girls already so preoccupied with their aging process, and
Not even
already
20, even 14,
even,
15.
yes, and already busy transforming themselves, when you look at them and you think, oh my God, sweet thing, please enjoy your youth and your beauty as you are. But they're being told it's not good enough. And then I was and I am, and I was deeply involved in the fitness industry, and I've watched that transform more and more. Not that it was always a little bit of that, but it's gotten huge in terms of watching the lie back to the truth of, I want to be fit because I want to function and be happy and play, until the day I die. It's almost like we pretend that, and what we really want is to look hot and young in our 80s and 90s, right? So
I want
I'm
to look
watching.
hot and I want to look 68.
Yeah, well, looking absolutely vibrant and healthy and happy with whatever this face looks like, not enough anymore. It's, you don't look good at 60 if you don't look 30. And it's challenging also the allowance of the next step in our lives, which is wisdom and
Oh, I embrace that so
and
much.
great support. And I don't know, there's, I was back home, and where I am from, it's outside of Montreal back home. There's a little bit less of that, meaning it's a little bit, you see more women not having done anything to themselves and aging. Um, And there's something very serene about it. I'm not saying it doesn't come with its challenges, but I'm saying there's a freedom, there's a lot of space that is now free to indulge a more calm, centered, and wise place because it's the wisdom of saying, "Oh, I was run by my hormones. I was young. I needed to be accepted. I needed to be attractive. I needed to mate. I needed to, you know." Do like there's a space for that, and then at some point there's a space for saying like this is your platform, new generation, and enjoy, walk in, take over. I'm now moving on to something else. And the joy and the freedom and the breath that can come from surrendering to another stage and being enjoyed for that, as opposed to being judged and told, no, you're supposed to continue the 20 and 30-year-old,
Right.
you know, play. It's a
Mhm.
kind of play, and then you move to different kind of play. And so all that space is sort of stuck in that, and you're not allowed to just same way that I surrendered in great desperation to surrender to what aging means.
Mhm.
And we're losing that beautiful aspect and the mirroring of that for the younger generation watching us age, as we say, gracefully, but not because I look, oh my God, you look so amazing because I look 35, but oh my God, you look so amazing because you look so peaceful. You look
Right.
like you're enjoying this phase of your life.
Yeah.
You're ready to settle and to investigate the inner space.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know, the
yeah.
space, the spaceship is now traveling inside, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you've done the exploration of the outside. Doesn't mean you don't still step into it, but you step into it from a different place. And we're not allowed that. And that's part of being truthful.
Well, and so it's not even just allowing, it's also finding the desire because
Explain.
well, it seems to me there's a gap. Okay, so there's the women who want to look 30 and they do things to bring in more youth. And I live in a community of older women, older people. And then there's the people who are growing older who aren't taking care of themselves.
Oh, in terms of health. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very different.
It's
And that is
there's
part
this
of the wisdom.
right, right.
Yes,
Instead of embracing but continuing self-care,
yes, yes. Yeah, and
they
self-care
let
is not,
themselves go.
yes, it's not necessarily the look, but well, it will translate into your outer experience and what's the word in English? Your outer appearance.
Right.
But self-care internally, especially emotionally and mentally,
Yeah.
will show itself,
Right.
right? That light is not something you can fabricate. There's no amount of facelift will bring that serenity and that light because you are taking care of yourself.
Right. Right. And I mean, because I teach yoga to older women and younger
Nice.
women too, and I teach belly dance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yay.
even someone said to me yesterday, "You're 68." Oh my God. I'm like, I love my life. I dance.
Yes, yes. Loving your life goes a long way.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
embrace it. And I love being 68. I love being older. I love being a crone. I love being a wise woman.
What's a crone?
Crone is an older woman.
Oh,
So
okay.
so in the American language, there's maiden, mother, crone.
I see. I see. Okay. It's almost like crowned, but not
Oh, well,
quite.
yeah. Right. I wear my crown every day. But
That's right.
so but it's sad to me when I see older women not taking care of themselves.
Yes. Well, and youth.
Well, yeah, and
Yes.
you too. But
Yeah. There's many ways not to take care of yourself.
yeah.
And
So what do you
again,
do? Okay, so let's talk about you. What do you
it's
do
a
to
lot
take
more
care of
fun to talk
yourself?
about all of that. But yes, what do you want to know?
Well, do you have like a daily ritual or? how do you step into that place of self-love, um, besides the bubble bath?
Well, I do like my warmth bath.
Oh,
I
me too.
do
I know.
take
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I enjoy them very much. Well, okay, to go back to what I was saying, taking care of myself now means what I just said. Taking care of myself is how honest can I be with my needs,
Right.
with what I really want, um, with how I compromise my well being. So I come from the fitness industry, not only because I loved it, right? So I do exercise every day. I drink my water. I eat whole organic food. I don't eat processed food, all the basics, right? I do take my walks. I do sit outside and put my feet on the ground and take in my backyard, meaning my meditation is really watching my dog run around in the backyard, listening to the birds, seeing the ocean,
Mhm.
feeling the wind. I know it sounds very cliche. It's been something that I've always enjoyed, and I do it now more than ever. So I do all these things. Go ahead.
And it's knowing what you do enjoy,
Yes, exactly.
acknowledging what brings you pleasure, and allowing yourself to have that pleasure.
Yes, yes. And it's quite simple for me. But
And it
what
should be
I,
simple. It should be simple.
yes, yeah, I don't need to pay anybody. It really is what I just said: movement, breath,
Connection to the earth.
yes, and truly enjoying my loved ones. So really the basics, right? Going back to what is free and given, but allowing the space to really see it as enough. So I think one of the challenges, it's never enough. People are never enough. You're not enough. Um, I think, oh man, I keep going back to the same thing. The shift that really happened recently for me is, is man, it's the same thing. Is we can talk about all that stuff and what vitamins are you taking, and we can do that, and many people are amazing at it, and you can go and watch the zillion podcasts about it. And I could give
Which
my,
is also very
I
important.
could
But yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
But what became much more relevant to me is the subtle ways that I compromised my heart.
Mm.
And that's that's actually what I'm trying to provide at my place.
Hmm.
Um, and events in the last few years have really connected me as an older woman, has connected me to the million little ways that I compromise my heart, that I don't listen to myself, that I don't pause when somebody says something that hurts.
Mm.
And I don't go in automatic response that was safe and didn't rock the boat. Now I make a note, or in the moment, I'll pause, take a breath. And then if it was really uncomfortable, I'll say, that doesn't feel good. Can you explain? Can you tell me what you mean by that? What was the intent of that?
Hmm.
Because it didn't feel good. I
Hmm.
feel diminished. Um, Now, you can't do that with everybody, but that's what I mean by self care, meaning that I'm getting to a place where I'm realizing that honesty about what I allow the outside world, how much of the outside world I allow to rock my well being.
Mm.
And that's me. I'm in charge of that.
Yes.
And you can go back into your childhood and go to therapy, and it's great. But at the end of the day, have to get back in the here and now, because you're 60 and you can still talk about what happened when you were 13, which does not invalidate what happened. But honestly, you're 60. It is time to be here and to
Yeah.
start making
Exactly right.
decisions,
Yeah.
whatever that means, because you're the only one living in that body. You're
Yeah.
the only one living in that heart. And so for me, that breath, that pause, and that note, if I can't speak of it in the moment, I make sure to make a note of it and revisit it.
Mm.
And if that means giving a phone call to someone, or if that means looking into what happened? Why did I have to hide? Why did I respond that way? What was so scary about that? Why did I get so triggered? Like, really not doing it so mentally, but seeing how it affects my body, meaning that
Yes.
my throat
Yeah.
felt tight, that my heart felt tight. You know, did I shrink? Did I walk away from the conversation? How did I escape what was really happening inside of me? And to me, this fine tuning, that space is the deepest self caring you can do.
Yes. Yeah.
And that
Yes. Yes.
changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes
And
everything.
it can be the hardest thing, and you can make it also the easiest thing.
It is both at the same time.
Right.
So it's the hardest thing because we are set in patterns of avoidance that are
Hmm.
very deep.
And
And
not
at the
and
same,
non-confrontational.
correct, or too confrontational.
Yeah. Right.
Pick it. We have a million ways to act out, right? But if you can pause and find out where is that fear coming from, right? And you don't have to fully intellectualize it. I think it's really important to fully see how it's affecting your body. And you do belly dancing, so you are in the body.
Hmm.
Breath, feeling where it's at in your body, and watching. And again, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been told for 1,000 years, for thousands of years, right? I'm not pretending to be that clever, but I am starting to really understand the intelligence of it and to embody it in my life more and more. And I was a slow brain sizzle. It took me forever, but it is very
Yeah,
real
well, it
now.
doesn't matter how long it takes.
Exactly. What matters at some point, it lands in your body. The body is very clever. And I think in some ways, we are objectifying it a great deal. So, right now, the days and ages of cream and, all the things we do for the body, there's good stuff about it. But in some ways, we're objectifying it. And really, the body is breathing with you, it's living every moment of your life with you. It's sown, the body is sown by the grace of God. So the life itself is sown in the fiber and the fabric, in your fascia, in your DNA, right? That is God breathing through you, with you, from you. And so sitting in that
Which is
and
miraculous.
yes, and seeing how the emotions infiltrate themselves within that body. How does it affect it? Can you just feel these emotions, whether it's anger or reactions of any sorts or fear, all these emotions, and having a sense of how it is embodied, just observing it and breathing and seeing where it leads you. Because
Hmm.
it often will lead you to that deep sadness and the recognition of, often it's just, I'm not lovable, you're not lovable, back to I'm not enough, you're not enough, and this constant searching to be enough and to be at peace,
And it's like,
right?
who says?
Yes, we all say, we're
Yeah,
very busy saying.
yeah. Like, don't
So
listen to that outside voice. Listen to the inside.
listen to all the things that I'm just saying. Yes. Well, listen to that in order to use it to lead you back to the deep serenity that you can reach
Yeah.
short period of time and long period of time. And to me, that is the deepest self-care. And all the other type of self-care will lead you to this.
And then when you get there, when you are there, when you experience that peace, that connection, then it also allows you to expand on what you're really doing.
Well, the doing is an extension of your peace.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
doing is an extension of you, of the joy of being, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to seeking on the outside a way to validate that I'm lovable and I'm enough.
Mhm.
It's quite simple, right?
It
So
is simple. It is simple. We can make it hard. We can
yeah,
choose to
we
make it
do.
hard.
We tend to make it hard.
We do.
Yes. So I think this is where, when you were asking me in the very beginning, when people ask me these questions like, what do you do now? I never know what angle to take for
Okay,
that.
so I'm going to ask you.
But
So
I
what
am
works
I
for
am
you?
telling you now, this is this is my true doing, is learning. I think aging and womanhood, although it extends to all human, regardless of our sex, um,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
it's that phase where you understand that being and appreciating that space of being allows you back to appreciating the loved one, your partner, your children, appreciating life. And there's less and less of a need of distraction, even though they become fun, but they're not your reason to live. You're not doing in order to find a way to be comfortable with yourself, comfortable with aging, comfortable with what life is about, and also not using that practice to escape the challenge that life keeps on bringing.
Hmm.
Spirituality sometimes has this feeling of escaping, thinking that if you get there, whatever there is, that suddenly life will be all good and all easy. And God will spare you your humanity, as opposed to you will now perceive the events of your life differently, which brings a certain ease to it because you will not only be hit by the challenges, but you no longer will fight it.
Hmm.
You will be able to surrender that that's what's happening. And that's what we call about embracing, right? Embracing the challenge. It is still difficult. We're still human and we're designed to feel and perceive.
Hmm.
But we bring that aspect, that God aspect, that is really, like I said, sewn into us, that is part of us. We bring that back online as well, equally, so that you're not lost in the emotions and the despair, but there's this other aspect that kicks in that allows you to perceive the challenges differently and not feel so alone.
Right.
Did that make
And not
sense?
even feel so challenged.
And if you do feel challenged, it's like there's a trampoline receiving you, not a hard floor.
Well, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, life is about experiencing these changes and these challenges. I mean, if
Yeah.
we were just even through the whole thing, we would be bored to death. We would never
Yeah.
grow. We would never expand. We would never experience what life has for us.
Yes, and in a way, yes. And in a way, I'm hoping because of what I'm learning and watching my son, who's 17, I am hoping that over time, humanity can learn through the smaller challenge. So most of us notice that, you get challenged a little bit, but then you don't learn the lesson and you don't change your ways. And then it knocks a little harder and then it slaps you in the face and then it knocks your head against the wall and then you have a car crash and then like it takes like eventually you're like, oh, I get it. So the
Yeah,
hope
I
is
know.
that you can simply hear the knock and change your ways and learn and wake up and
Yeah.
make different
Yeah.
choices.
Well,
Therefore there'll be
some of us are very stubborn.
most of us are very
I've been
stubborn.
that way in a lot
Yes.
in my past, and it's taken me a lot of years to learn.
Yes.
And that's
But
part
my
of it.
point, yes, my point was that because of generation we change, the mothers are changing, the things we talk about now a few generation back, mothers would never talk about that.
Oh my
So
God.
because of where we're at and what we're allowing ourselves to experience, I'm noticing that in some ways he's still a kid and making his mistakes, but in some ways there's an emotional maturity that exists in him that took me a while to get to
Mm.
because we are changing. And that's what I mean that over time, perhaps we get wiser and we don't need the head on the wall, the knock,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
learn in a way that's not quite as difficult. So yes, we
Well,
still are.
and some of that, though, I think is also, I mean, I've been a, you know, type A mover generator. I got to do it. I got to do it. No one's going to tell me what to do. But part of that is also giving up some of that ego to ask for help, to
Yeah.
learn from others, to listen to others. We all have experiences to share, and I think that's so beautiful, which is one of the reasons why I do this podcast,
Yeah.
because we have
Yeah.
so much to share,
Yes.
so much to learn from you, so much to learn from me, so much to learn from her. She did that. Why not
Yes.
listen to her? Why
Yeah.
rewrite the book?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to do it the hard way. I had to write my own book, but I learned. And that's why I have so much to share now.
Yeah.
I'll have these experiences. And
Yeah, and in a weird way, like I am here talking to you, and I remember so often walking away from podcast thinking, oh my God, I have so much more to learn. Oh, like, it feels like I'm just starting to grow up. It's really how I feel. I'm just like literally just starting to grow up. Since I say that with all sincerity. Um, so it's almost funny that I'm sitting here talking to you and
so
perhaps helping others when I feel so deeply like
yeah,
I'm
but I
six,
don't you think that every phase in life feels that way? The
Yes,
maiden, the
yes,
maiden feels that way. The mother feels that way. And now
yeah,
the crone feels that way. Yes, there's so much more. I don't know
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
And I don't want to know everything. I want
yeah,
to learn more. I want to
yeah,
experience these things that I'm feeling now that I didn't feel yesterday or I didn't feel 10 years ago.
yeah, yeah. That would be the beauty of being 200 and 300 years old and plus because
Hey, listen,
you
my
feel
mom
like
just
you
turned 99.
oh nice.
She is still living, you know?
Nice. Oh, that's nice.
It just it doesn't have to stop.
No. No, my son says he wants to live till 200, so
There
we'll
you go.
see.
There you go. And it could probably happen by
Why not?
then.
Why not? But it feels like I could apply the wisdom. If I had another 100, I'm like, okay, now I can pull up my sleeve and, you know,
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh,
might have
Isabel.
something deep, deep and wonderful to say 100 years from now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much. Well, this has been super fun. I'm going to bring this to a close. And I just love everything that you have to say, everything that you're doing, and, just acknowledging your experiences and what you've gone
Yeah,
through
yeah.
and to get to where you are today. I mean,
And all of us,
all of us,
we're
we
so
all,
busy looking at people on social media and thinking they're accomplishing something. And especially mothers with kids that haven't had a career and learning to see your accomplishment as a human being, not
yeah.
as a doer in the world and creating, but as a human being raising other human beings
Mm.
and how important you are in these human beings' life. You know, you are crucial to their sense of being enough and being lovable. And what a job that is. So
Yeah.
really honoring what that role is all the way. And that will go a long way into self-care.
Well, and honoring each other in that role too.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes, of
I think
course.
that's also really important that we honor, especially as women. We and I find more and more, I lead women's groups, and gathering in person is so important, and even gathering online is so important
Yeah,
these days. And we do need each other.
yeah,
We do need to listen to each other and share in the stories. Listening is an art form,
yeah, it is. Oh my God, yeah.
but also using our voice is an art form.
Yeah. And listening is important in order to use your voice
And
because you don't
right.
want to just repeat what you're hearing.
Yeah.
So, back to what I was saying, pausing and understanding as a human being what you're moving through, really sitting in there, then will change what will come out, what you will speak about, or how you will react to someone else's pain or questions, you know?
So good. All right. Well, I can see my other dog is getting very anxious over here. Sorry if you've heard all the barking in the background.
None,
Oh,
none.
good, 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 good.
Yes.
But Isabel, beautiful. I'm so happy to connect with you.
It was lovely. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
sharing time with me and with us in Heart and Hustle Land.
Thank you for having me. I'm really appreciative.
And it's so important to acknowledge the heart. We go through the hustle to get to the heart sometimes,
Yes.
to step into those desires and those passions and that love and what you have to share and bring to the world. You know,
Yeah.
share your
Yeah.
stories, share your stories. Man,
Yeah.
just love that so much.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And thank you, everyone out there, and for being here and for sharing and listening and watching and commenting. Please, take a moment to comment to me or to Isabel. And, just love being here. Thank you for being part of this journey. And may you live in splendor and desire and passion and creativity. And until we meet again, many blessings.